The story of the Cessna 172 really begins with the Cessna 170. The 170 was introduced in 1948. The aircraft was a four-place aircraft with a metal fuselage and fabric-covered wings. As with most planes of the era, the 170 had a conventional landing gear. In 1948, the company introduced the 170A, which sported all-metal wings. To follow the Second World War, an ever-increasing number of people were taking an interest in aviation. More and more, ordinary people were learning to fly and using their aircraft for business and leisure. Forward thinkers in the industry knew that making their aircraft as simple and as safe as possible was key to taking control of a growing market. As early as 1950, Cessna's engineering department began work on a tricycle undercarriage configuration for the 170. The tricycle landing gear was considerably easier to land than the conventional landing gear. By their nature, conventional landing gear aircraft have more challenging ground characteristics. The centre of gravity is located behind the main landing gear, which can result in a ground loop if the pilot is unable to keep longitudinal axis aligned with the runway. Tricycle landing gear aircraft are easier to land because the attitude required to land on the main gear is the same as required in flare. Visibility and ground handling are also improved. Unfortunately, Cessna's marketing department didn't share the engineer's vision. The 170 was a good seller, and it would remain a tail dragger. The aircraft was a tricycle replacement for the PA-20 Pacer. The PA-22 was safer and easier to fly than its predecessor, and Piper found almost instant success with the aircraft. By 1955, the Tri-Pacer was outselling the Cessna 170, and it was becoming clear to Cessna's marketing department that the conventional landing gear had had its day. Under intense commercial pressure, the company decided it was time to embrace the tricycle landing gear. Cessna stopped its planned launch of the already type-certified 170C model and instead proceeded to develop a tricycle landing gear for it. Work on the project proceeded with utmost secrecy. Moving the main landing gear from the rear of the aircraft to the front proved more challenging than expected. When the main landing gear legs were moved aft, the centre of gravity moved too far up the aircraft. To counteract this, the legs were shortened. However, with the aircraft sitting lower to the ground, the shortest possible oleostrut had to be designed. Work on the construction took 2 months. The prototype aircraft flew on the 12th of June 1955 in Kingman, Kansas, 50 miles away from Wichita. The aircraft was officially launched without ceremony in 1956. Cessna have always understood the importance of marketing. Eager for the 172 to stand out from the competition, Cessna called their tricycle landing gear the Landomatic. The 172 could practically land itself. Production of the 170 ceased in 1956, with over 5,000 of the aircraft being built.